So when did you join the teacher certification?
So I actually joined last September, and that was after I actually only found Lee and Holden Qigong around May time last year. And yeah, I found it through the Qi challenge and I enjoyed the challenge, went into the subscription classes. And then, yeah, a few months in, just thought, hey, I'm gonna join this thing. I need to teach this to more people. I was just loving it so much.
I know that feeling. There's a sort of dividing line of like life before Qigong and life after Qigong. And if you're one of those people for whom the dividing line is stark, it's like, wow, I want to help this. I want to help people find out about it. So I'm assuming you've already answered the other question, which is why did you join? Sounds like the answer is because I wanted to help other people find out about it. But is there more to the story of why?
Yeah, so a big part of it is having something where I can give back and help other people. Before I found Qigong, I was always kind of looking for something that would tick all the boxes for a career. So something that I felt could kind of fulfill my purpose and would give me that satisfaction that I wanted from work. Before I found Qigong, I was doing copywriting. I had a background in IT and it just wasn't quite doing it for me. It ticked a lot of boxes, but I knew there was something else out there. And I'd done a Reiki certification and other things like that. And again, they were almost there, but not quite. Something wasn't quite fitting into place. And yeah, it wasn't until I came across Qigong and then you announced the teacher certification. And I was like, yeah, you know what? This actually ticks a lot of boxes for me and it fits into the lifestyle that I want. And it's ticking that box of, yeah, being able to give back and share with other people.
Cool. I love it. And so what are you envisioning doing? How do you plan to use the knowledge from the training?
Yeah. So as well as deepening my own practice, it was really cool to just learn why I was doing the things that were in the subscription class. I like that level of knowledge. I knew it was something I wanted to teach. So as part of the training, I do 30 hours of practice teaching, at least 30 hours. And part of that, I decided just to do some free classes. So I got a few people along to those because of all the lockdown thing. It was over Zoom, which actually really worked for me anyway. So I got people coming to those for quite a few weeks, working up to the end of my certification. And I got qualified at the end of April this year and announced that to all the people who were coming to the free classes and said, hey, I can now get paid for it basically. So if you guys want to carry on, I hope you find the value in it. And on the 1st of May, I started doing it was like a paid membership. So I got 8 of those people joined up, which was really cool. Really good start. And yeah, that was only kind of a month or so ago. So still very early on in the journey and growing the membership.
Well, I'll tell you, isn't that just an amazing moment when when for the first time people give you money to do something that you just love to do and would happily do anyway?
Yeah, definitely. It was one of those funny moments as well, because I'd pulled over in the car on the way to somewhere and had a quick look at my phone and it was 11:11 and I had my first payment had come through, like a notification.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, so you dove in pretty deep, obviously, during the training. And do you feel like the practice and getting certified and kind of taking that next step has helped you to be healthier or stay healthy?
Yeah, definitely. I didn't feel too unhealthy before. I've always felt pretty good, but this is just keeping it up there and it's giving me more of an understanding of my health and thinking about long-term things that I can do for my own health and then sharing that with other people. But yeah, for me, the biggest bit so far, health related, has actually been seeing other people change. And there's one man who has come to the classes who had pneumonia and COVID last year, and he was in intensive care for a few weeks. He was very skeptical at first. He almost didn't come along. But he thought he'd give it a try and actually ended up loving it. And he said he'd been given some exercises from his physiotherapist and he wasn't doing them because they were too strenuous and they were actually kind of hurting him. So he just stopped doing them. And he came along to the classes and started doing them more and more. And we had a few one-to-ones as well. This was while I was doing the free training. And yeah, he said his breathing started improving. He was sleeping better. He was waking up in less pain, all those good things. He's even been back to his doctor and his doctor's commented on how much his breathing's improved. Like just seeing and hearing stories like that is, yeah, really just amazing.
I love it. I think Lee can attest the feeling of watching people around you level up. Oh,
Incredible. I think that is one of the most rewarding feelings is that, helping somebody and give somebody something they really need, but they don't know what it is. They need something to improve their energy. They need something to get them out of pain or activate their healing, but they don't know what it is. So you search and search and search and you try, this, that, and the other thing and medications and this. And then all of a sudden you start practicing Qigong and you're like, oh, this is what I've been missing. When I was teaching at Weight Watchers, so at the end of the class, this woman was really mad. She was like arms folded and she raised her hands and said, I'm so angry right now. And I said, oh, why is that? I was like, uh-oh. And she said, this is the first time I haven't had any pain in my neck for the last 5 years. Why hasn't somebody shown me this before? I was like, yes, why haven't they? We're here to show you. So, and I think it was a really good moment. I've had lots of moments like that, but usually people aren't angry. They're just like, oh, I'm out of pain. This feels so good. And I love it. I think it's just so inspiring to hear people's stories and being able to do, classes on Zoom and just reach a whole lot more people and hear from a whole lot more people continues to show me and us and the team just how powerful and potent these practices are for people in giving them what they need, getting them out of pain, getting them access to their energy and their power from the inside out. So it's all very exciting. And what's exciting for us is to be able to share that with you all so that you get to do the same thing and take this practice and be able to share it in your communities and watch people transform.
Here, here. Yeah, Mike, the other thing I loved about what you said was the fact that this person kind of was reluctant and skeptical. Those are my favorite. They really are. Like, yeah, well, okay, fine. Whoa. It's just so satisfying because, so Mike, for you personally, on whatever level, what would you say is like number one thing you got from the training?
Like genuinely, it's that purpose. It ticks all the boxes for me. And yeah, being a Qigong teacher and sharing this is going to be my path for however many years now. And it's really nice to find that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't beat finding a sense of purpose. That is cute.
Yeah, just a small one then for me. Yeah. Little one.
And when you connect with purpose, you become, the passion element and the excitement and the inspiration stays there. And when you're on purpose, even doing things that are difficult or, when you get to start your own business and have a business, you run into obstacles, you run into things that are challenging, but that sense of purpose drives you into being able to push past your limits or what you think are your limits and collaborate with people and figure out ways to stay on track. And it's all very inspiring. At least that's how it's been for me for 30 years. Sometimes I find out, oh my gosh, I don't know how to, create a DVD or talk to somebody, to create online courses or things like that, or do business stuff. And all of a sudden, the right people, the right circumstance fall into place. And so you'll see not only your energy, but other people's energy aligning purposes. And then you get a really nice sense of flow in your community and then in the community at large. So stay tuned for that.
So Mike, last question for now. What would you say to someone who's right now sort of out there thinking about maybe enrolling?
Yeah, so I think going back to what I was thinking at the time, I remember thinking to myself, Qigong's the thing that I want to do. Who do I learn from? And I actually looked at another teacher training course that was probably half the price. And I was going through it, getting that logical part of my brain involved and seeing, it's almost like the other course that was cheaper was ticking a lot of boxes, but there just was something about Holden Qigong that was saying to me, this is the one that I need to do. There's something in the method and the way that it's just great for Western minds. And it was the one that I was learning as well. And I was just like, the price can't be an issue in this. And the payment plan was really useful for me because at the time I wouldn't have been able to pay out the lump sum, and discussed it with my partner and was just like, I'm going to do this. I need to do it. And just, went for it. Tuned into my heart, my gut, let my mind do its thing, and then settled on a decision and went for it. And definitely don't regret it.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mike. It's been inspiring hearing your story. And this is why we're here too, is to share this with folks like you who can go out there, light more candles, I guess, as we put it.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'm looking forward to sharing it with more people. And thank you for providing the training.
Excellent.
Thanks, Mike.